Now, scenes of chaos are breaking out in Ferguson in the wake of the grand jury verdict. You're looking at live pictures here. Police have used tear gas on a crowd of rock-throwing rioters, although police officials say that they are rather using smoke bombs instead of tear gas. Several stores have been looted and cars have been set on fire as well. This is the verdict that sparked the outrage. Let's take a listen. August 9th, Officer Darren Wilson responded to a 911 call. Michael Brown and his friend left a convenience store where an apparent robbery took place. A confrontation then between the two boys and the police officer ends in the killing of Michael Brown. The officer claimed that Michael Brown tried to go for his gun, while bystanders say that Michael Brown had his hands up. Following this incident, the city of Ferguson turned into a battlefield for a length of time between law enforcement officers and anti-police brutality protesters. Heavily militarized vehicles, advanced weapons, and a large number of police officers were deployed in Ferguson, sparking criticism around the country that police tactics were heavy-handed. The National Guard was also brought in at that time when clashes between protesters started to get out of hand. Now, a new wave of protests has been seen in several U.S. cities following new cases of shootings of African-American civilians. For example, in Cleveland, we just heard in the headlines a 12-year-old boy named Tamir Rice carrying a BB gun was shot and killed by a police officer. And in New York, a black man, Akai Gurley, was killed by a police officer in a dark stairwell. Officials say that the officer's handgun may have gone off by accident, but the police commissioner in that case said that the man was completely and totally innocent. Now, in Ferguson, many local businesses have been shut down in anticipation of race riots. Locals have been buying firearms to protect themselves if mass civil disorder breaks out. The city now has a heavy security presence ranging from the National Guard, local law enforcement, and FBI agents as well. Let's now let's go back and take a listen to what the federal prosecutor had to say in the grand jury indictment decision.
After their exhaustive review of the evidence, the grand jury deliberated over 2 days, making their final decision. They determined that no probable cause exists to file any charge against Officer Wilson and returned a no true bill on each of the 5 indictments.